Good morning, class. So we are continuing with 6.2, which is solving inequalities using multiplication and division. So the question is, how do you solve an inequality if you have multiplication or division? So the multiplication property of inequalities is this. If you have a positive number, so A is A is less than B. Let's say A is less than B, and C is larger than 0. Okay? This means it's positive numbers. So think numbers like example 1, 2, 3, so on. Okay? Then A times C is going to be less than B times C. Okay? Same thing. If A is greater than B, then AC is going to be greater than BC. So this is all if this is true, okay? Now, what if you have A is less than B and C is less than 0? This example would be -1, -2, and so on. Okay. Then AC is going to be greater than BC. Okay? Now, what about if A is greater than B? Then AC is going to be less than BC. So this is the pattern you need to know. If we have positives, here's what happens. If we have negatives, here's what happens, okay? If you're multiplying by a negative, it flips the sign, okay? It flips the inequality sign, okay? Let's look at some examples, okay? So, x over 4 is less than 5. What do? You multiply both sides by 4. Now, are we multiplying by a positive? Yes. So the sign stays the same. So 4's cancel. So x is less than 20. And graphing that, simple thing. You put 20 here, put x here, and to the left. Okay? It's open circle to the left. Okay? Now, let's continue on. Okay, let's do a negative. So x over -6 is less than 7. Okay, so we multiply both sides by -6 to get the x by itself. So in multiplying by -6, we're going to get x over here. What happens to this sign right here? The sign switches. So now it's x is greater than -42. Okay? Because we multiplied by a negative on both sides, the center switches. So this is -42. Open circle to the right. Okay? You can check your work if you need to, but it's going to work the same way if you're checking your solution. Okay? Division. Now, division is going to follow a similar pattern as multiplication. So if you have A is greater than B and C is greater than 0, what's going to happen with positives? Well, this is positives again. If you have positives, then it's going to be not multiplication, division. Then A divided by C is going to be greater than B divided by C. The same thing is true if A is less than B and C is greater than 0. Okay, same problem. You're going to have A over C is going to be less than B over C. Okay, so this is true for both of these. What about if A is greater than B, but C is a negative number. So this is positives, right? This is a plus, positives, this is minus. Okay, then A over C is going to be less than B over C. Okay, same thing is true if A is less than B, then what you're going to get is A over C is going to be greater than B over C if C is less than 0. So if we have negative. Okay, so positives, here's how it works. It's the same direction. Okay, negatives, it flips the direction. Okay, flips the direction. Okay, that's positives and that's negatives for both multiplication and division. Okay, that works the same way. Okay, so we learned addition and subtraction. Now we're learning multiplication and division. Okay? Okay, let's look at an example. Negative 3x is greater than 24. So we divide both sides by negative 3. What happens to the middle? Well, the middle switches directions. So we get x is less than negative 8. So we have negative 8, open circle, to the left. Okay? Pretty simple and pretty straightforward, right? But let's practice some more. Okay, let's do one more like this. Let's do a positive one because that was a negative one. So let's do 5. Y is greater than or equal to 45. So again, we divide both sides by 5 to get the y by itself. Y is going to be greater than or equal to 9. So it stayed the same direction because we divided by a positive. Okay, positives. Okay, so this is 9. Fill in the circle. To the right. Sorry about that. To the right. Okay? Okay. Is that it? Yes. So, same properties that would be on the word problems. You know what? Worthwhile to teach you the word problems. So let's get into some of these word problems. A student pilot plans to spend 80 hours of flight training earning a private license. The student saves $6,000 for training. Which inequality can you find the possible hourly rates are a student afford? So you start with 6,000 because that's the maximum the person owed, right? So this is going to be greater than or equal to 80 times r. Okay, we divide 80 from both sides. It's at a 0. 8 goes into 60. 5 times 56. This is a 4. So wait. 6, 4, 0. So 5. So we get 75 is greater than or equal to r. So hourly rate r is going to be no more than $75. Okay, we checked that's our answer. Well, obviously they just wrote the problem, so we don't need to worry about that. Oh, solving it. Here we go. Can afford to pay at most, or you can say no more than $75. Okay, that's it for now. That's it for this video. So I will see you guys in class. We'll be covering 6.1 and 6.2. I'll see you then. Bye.